Okay, so let's see. Now we're going to bring in Victor Davis Hanson, if I'm not mistaken, Hoover Institution Senior Fellow. There he is. Victor, welcome. Victor, I want to get your take on your last column, but, you know, just think of it. Throwing this, first of all, I believe J.D. Vance, and I believe President Trump. We're not going to give them, Iran, any money unless they perform, unless they do what is stated in the memorandum of understanding, and then what is stated in a final deal that has yet to be. I don't know what the final deal is going to be. I don't know whether there'll even be a final deal. We're not going to give money willy-nilly. And the other point, Victor, just spare with the Gulf states. I mean, they're not going to give $300 billion to Iran, which attacked them left and right. But meanwhile, not only are they restoring their own airports and hotels and what, they're building pipelines, you know, east-west pipelines and other ways to circumvent the whole Strait of Hormuz problem. So who's going to give them all this money? We're not going to give it to them. I don't think the Gulf allies. I mean, it's in a sense, it's the whole thing's just a straw horse. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I tend to agree. It all depends if they try to do something, whether we're going to respond. So if next week they send 6 missiles into Kuwait or they try to mine the harbor, you know what's going to happen. Yes. Trump's going to hit them disproportionately hard. That's all that matters. The other thing is time is of the essence for them. They're in bad straits, and their problems will begin when the people get internet and the kinetic part is over with, and they've got to explain to the Iranian people they've lost $1 trillion investment in their military nuclear complex over a half century, and now they want to take whatever money they can get and spend it on what? Restoring it and not helping the people? So that's one thing to remember. The second is, every single day that this thing goes on, the Gulf is scrambling to get Turkey and Israel and every type of alternate route other than the Strait of Hormuz. In 1 or 2 years, it's not going to be that essential. And number 3 is, we really don't know what's going on, Larry. We have no ground troops. We've had no embedded reporters. We don't know the scale of the damage that we've inflicted. I think it's a lot more than the Iranians are letting on. We don't know the mood of the people once they get internet. Their problems will begin, I think, when everybody sees what's actually happened. So it's all contingent on what we're going to do. And the final thing is, they're 93 million people. We don't have a good record of getting boots on the ground and trying to micromanage Afghanistan and Iraq. We just need to give them the general contours, retain a little ambiguity, and then say, you better not hit us or our allies, or you're going to regret it, because we have a whole list of alternate targets we've never touched. We haven't gone full Bill Clinton as he did in Serbia, where it took him about a month and finally said, I'm going to hit all the bridges on the Danube. I'm going to hit the power grid. And then this thing started happening. And we can do that at any moment. We can say, we didn't want to use dual-use targeting, but you know what? You sent missiles into Kuwait, or you tried to break the Strait agreement. And we're going to start taking out your grid and bridges, and that will I think that'll sober them up very quickly, and without having to micromanage every single detail which they're going to break anyway.
And then, you know, on top of all that, I mean, you touched on it, I touched on it, but this idea, you read this in the New York Times and elsewhere, this is no different than Barack Obama. This deal is no different than Barack Obama. Okay. First of all, substantively, that's completely untrue. But here's what's a little different. We have decimated their military and their economy and their nuclear capabilities altogether. Obama never laid a glove on them. He gave them money so they could build more nukes and more uranium and this and that, more missiles. Trump has decimated. They're on their knees. Who are we kidding here? That's why we can afford to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and let some, you know, take off the blockade for a month or two if Iran shapes up. We can afford to do that because they are not even barely a shadow of their former selves.
Yeah, and I would even go further and say that they knew from the outset in 2015 that Obama would never use force. He would never do it. And number 2, they sensed that Valerie Jarrett, Ben Rhodes, Barack Obama, they had a kind of a crackpot idea that Tehran, Damascus, Beirut, Gaza, Yemen, that we're going to form a Shia crescent and balance off our allies in the Gulf and Israel and make some sort of creative tension that would allow the United States to get out and every once in a while adjudicate. But they almost had a moral ambiguity that this Shia crescent was the moral equivalent of our democratic friends in Israel and the moderate Gulf regimes. They were tilting toward them, which made it, and the Iranians knew that he was sympathetic in some ways to the Iranian cause, at least more than he was to the Gulf Arab states.
Victor, when Mr. Trump says if they don't shape up Iran and adhere to the deal, then he will bomb the hell out of them, do you believe him?
Absolutely. I don't have to, it doesn't matter what I believe or you believe, it's what he do with Soleimani and Baghdadi and the Wagner Group and ISIS and Maduro, and what did he do last June? And what has he done for 40 days?
That's right.
So, yes, I do believe him.
And I believe him, too. There's a lot of people that want to say they don't believe him, but his whole track record, as you just pointed out, is they ought to believe him. And most of all, the Iranians, whoever the regime is, ought to believe him, too, when he says those sorts of things. Victor Davis Hanson, wonderful. Thank you so much for coming back on. We appreciate it.